Hello and welcome, my Gemini friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. This is going to be my group reading for the full wolf moon for my Gemini friends. This month, the full wolf moon brings about it a lunar eclipse. Now, eclipses are a celestial checkpoint, if you will. Eclipses seem to kind of open new doors, those new beginnings, those great pieces, those new aspects in our lives. And at the same time, slam shut other doors. And it's that slam that can feel really abrupt. And that's some of the energy that you feel when you are working with an eclipse. The lunar eclipse helps to incorporate the new and exciting aspects that a solar eclipse brought forward to you. Now in December, on Boxing Day, we had a solar eclipse with a new moon, bringing in a lot of new exciting energies for you. The lunar eclipse looks at implementing and incorporating that energy in, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to see how the lunar eclipse is going to help you really embrace and incorporate that new shift for yourself, and how the wolf full moon will use its passionate energy to aid you in your adventure. The decks I'm using for this reading are the Witch's Tarot and then the Energy Oracle. Like always, there are links below to both these fantastic decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. Now I'm also going to be using the Lunar Eclipse spread, and this is the spread that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be referring to it off and on. I'm not going to be reverting back and forth to the spread. Rather, I'm just going to have a link below so you can access it at a later date or refer to it as you need in the future. All right, my Gemini friends, let's see what the cards have to say. What will the lunar eclipse and wolf full moon bring my Gemini friends? The Page of Pentacles. Pages are that childlike, innocent energy full of wonder and excitement. And it's going to be that wonder and excitement that is going to help plant some seeds. We've got the Pentacle here. Pentacles are about growth and abundance. The full moon and eclipse are going to give you the opportunity to start to plant some seeds for changes to come in the future. This isn't about a major shift in your life. Rather, this is more about planting some seeds so that foundation is going to be very strong and the root system is going to be very thick. It will continue to grow and strengthen that support for yourself. All right, let's go on to 2. What guidance does the full wolf moon and lunar eclipse have for my Gemini friends? The Chariot, the 7th card in the major arcana. It's all of willpower and balance. The charioteer is driving his chariot and balancing the black and white horse, so that those polar opposites, the yin and yang, with no reins. He's doing it through sheer willpower and determination. And it's going to be that willpower and determination that you're going to need to really spur the page along, to be able to plant some of those seeds, because let's be honest, kids get sidetracked. We don't want our inner child, our inner toddler, to get sidetracked. We need our solar plexus to help us with that willpower to stay on course, directed, and focused. When we start to focus that creative energy of our inner child, that's when we're going to start to see that foundation grow. And we're going to see some different creative aspects come forward. We're going to see some nurturing aspects come forward. We need some healing and nurturing for ourselves to help us on that next leg of our journey, especially as we come up to 2030 and we have that upcoming and impending energy shift. Let's look at the 3rd question. What supports does the full wolf moon and lunar eclipse offer my Gemini friends? Got a jumper, or jumpers actually. couple of them there. The Ten of Cups. What a fantastic card. It's a family card. Talks about that positive, supportive energy that our family provides us. Now, not everybody has a positive, supportive family of origin. These can be positive, supporting friends, loved ones within your life. Whoever is really supporting you and who's been there to help you throughout your life, that's the support we're looking at to really nurture and help guide and direct us, to help give that stable foundation for some growth and change to come. And with it, jump the star, the 17th card in the Major Arcana, our Hopes and Dreams card. Not only will those positive, important people in our lives help direct us, so will that end goal. What is our main hope and dream? How in line is it to what you think the Chariot will offer you? How in line is it with what it is that the lunar eclipse wants to shift for you? What seeds will the page bring you? Sometimes our hopes and dreams can be very narrow. Reflecting in on and removing some of those blinders will help to strengthen and fortify those hopes and dreams so that we are able to have that stable foundation. Now we do have another balance card. It's hard to see. However, the star, the maiden usually has one foot on the water and one foot on land. That's stable balance. We've got stable balance here too. The charioteer has that yin and yang energy, that divine masculine and feminine energy working in tandem. The star also brings in balanced energy flow. She's pouring energy onto land and into the water. So our physical aspect and our spiritual self. So that balance is going to be key. That groundedness, we started off on the pentacle, will also be very supportive. Working on those energies will help align and create a very creative and powerful support that we're going to be able to branch off on. What abrupt shift will the lunar eclipse bring my Gemini friends? Even though the lunar eclipse likes to implement stuff, we still have that abrupt shift. Okay, got one jumper there. The Ace of Pentacles. That one aspect, that narrow, defined aspect is going to be that shift. I told you here that we need to really look at that end goal, your end results. We need to remove the blinders. And that's what this talks about, is that one single aspect. We need to release some of that so that we can start to let things move and shift in accordance with what the universe has in its master plan. We need to let go of those expectations that society, our family, the media have brought in, and let it grow and shift so that it is more in line and you feel more connected in. You feel more attuned in what it is our end result will be. How will this shift impact my Gemini friends? Oh, we've got jumpers all over the place. All right, the first one, the Five of Swords. This shift is going to bring you some conflict because your ego is very happy with the very clear, defined containment of what our hopes and dreams are. Not everybody wants that quote-unquote happy, perfect life of 2.3 kids, a white picket fence, the dog, the car, the etc., etc., etc. That knowledge that what society wants is there. Now, this is also a different five. This is a moth. It's in the butterfly family, that transformation symbol. And that's what we're looking at. We have little sprites or fairies here that are helping with your transformation. Yes, we've got all this knowledge that's being thrown at us, and yes, everybody will add their 2 cents. That's why when I said your family needs to be those supportive ones, your unsupportive ones are going to give their 2 cents freely and willingly. But you're still continuing that transformation. You're taking the high road and saying, I'm not keeping your lower vibrational energies, you can have them. Taking the high road and saying, that's your feelings, thoughts, ideas. These are mine. Let's agree to disagree so that you are able to transform. Then we had the 6 of Swords. 6s are about balance and harmony. The Swords about truth and knowledge. The 6 of Swords talks about that need to go from kind of a chaotic, choppy, uncertain time to a calmer time. We're not going to work on those past experiences, those past pains or traumas. We're going to carry them with us. This isn't a time to try and heal or overcome those. This is a time to look at that foundation, that structure, plant the seeds so that we are able to have a fuller, more meaningful experience and really refine what it is we think we want in our lives. The more blinders we put on, the less harmonious it's going to be with our life's purpose. And you will find that that keeps coming up in your life, that need to reflect on those bigger hopes and dreams will keep coming up. Until we get it right, the universe won't let us go forward. Similar to a video game, you have to achieve a certain point before you're allowed to go to the next level. The same is true with the universe. Let's keep going. How can the full wolf moon and lunar eclipse support my Gemini friends in incorporating this shift into their lives? The 6 of Cups. Like I said before, 6s are about balance and harmony. The 6 of Cups is a reminiscing card. The cups are about that intuition and emotion. The 6 of Cups really talks about reflecting back. I said that here, we need to reflect on. Reflecting back onto those past experiences, situation, tools that helped us move ourselves to where we are. We don't want to get stuck on the lower vibrational stuff. We want to stay high vibration, and we want to get those pieces that are going to help us really connect into some of these new aspects that are going to need that nurturing, loving support. Now we do have double 6s. In angel messages, the angels are telling you it's time to really balance your thoughts between your physical and spiritual world. We talked about that need for balance. The 6s also kind of balance each other out here. So making sure that that balance is in check. Sometimes even having 5 minutes to meditate helps to bring things into alignment, bring things into check, which will allow things to happen and unfold on a higher vibrational space that you're not aware of, which supports and helps things flourishing in the future. And then finally, how can the full wolf moon and lunar eclipse support my Gemini friends in implementing this shift? Got a jumper? The Death card, the 13th card in the Major Arcana. It talks about release. Nothing can get away from death. At one point in time, this body that you are currently in will not be able to sustain you any longer, and you're going to need to leave it and go forward and move on. Same thing happens. I said we had to reflect on what your bigger goal is. In doing so, you're going to do some more reflection into what is and is not working. This energy of the full wolf moon and the lunar eclipse allows you to really take stock, start to see what you need to release. And it's not so much that we have to focus on and saying, okay, I'm going to throw that in the trash. It's about refocusing and redistributing our energies. What is working? What things are going to help you go forward? What things can you leave by the wayside? When we don't focus in on them, and when they come back up, you say, yeah, I don't need that anymore. I'm going to focus in on this new creative idea, these new passion pieces, these new things in my life. I'm not going to focus and be brought back down to that low vibration. Staying in the higher vibration really supports us in that manifestation and abundance piece that we're all looking for, which helps us achieve our next goal, if you will. All right, let's end off on a blessing. What blessing can my Gemini friends embrace for the full wolf moon and lunar eclipse? Have a jumper there. Got a couple jumpers. Contract. To me, it's always, this card is always connected into the Justice card, that balancing. The Justice card usually has the sword of truth and knowledge, and not being connected in and really focusing in on what it is you see and what you think you know. Using your third eye to connect into that higher vibrational energy to gain guidance on where it is you need to go, what you need to release. We created contracts with different beings, times, and spaces on this lifetime and others. There's stuff that isn't serving us. Focus in on what you need to release and what you need to focus in on. That will help balance your life out, and you're going to feel more calm and more at peace and in tune with what it is you're doing, which will bring more fulfillment and enjoyment into your life. The 21st card, strategy. That being very mindful and critical. That's another thing. Critical thinking just threw into my mind. That critical planning. What doesn't serve you? What is serving you? And how is something serving you? Can you kind of trim that a bit? Do you need to focus in on all of it? Being very critical with where it is you've come from and where it is you want to go next. Financial constraints. It's also the 13th card in the deck. Now, when you've got 13s like that, the angels are telling you to calm your mind so that you're able to receive the intuitive messages on how to go forward and what needs to happen next. When we focus in on that low vibration, what we think we should have, what society tells us we should have, we start to feel that we are doing without. Focusing in on what we do have, the things that are going well in our lives, helps to raise our vibration. Reaching out to those who are supportive in our life to help build that structure and help us provide that stability in our lives till we can get back up on our feet, and allowing that change and transformation to happen. We focus in on the high, we're not able to be focusing in and reducing the universe's ability to connect in and support us and bring in those miracles, those amazing aspects of our lives that shift us into what our soul's journey is truly about, where we need to be, rather than the sidetrack that we're currently on. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and that you were able to gain some direction and insight into what the full moon and lunar eclipse are offering for you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There are so many new pieces and aspects that I'm going to be implementing and incorporating in the months ahead. The best way to stay connected is through subscribing to my channel and hitting that little red bell so you don't miss anything. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Gemini friends,